Assistant, Mr.
So, das Thema ist heute ja Neukundengewinnung mit Automation und mit KI. Und ja, wie komme ich dazu? Ich bin Experte im MUK zum Thema Lead-Generierung, LinkedIn, Social Selling. Und in meinen Projekten, ich bin bei Vertriebsteams unterwegs, da haben wir oftmals die Herausforderung, wir gehen hin, schulen die Leute, trainieren und nach so 2, 3, 6 Monaten, da flacht das Ganze ab. Man ist wieder busy und kommt so ein bisschen in den Alltagstrott rein. Und das geht nicht nur unseren Kunden so, sondern das ist so allgemein. Vielleicht kennen Sie das auch, wenn Sie irgendwas Neues implementieren. So Change ist immer so ein bisschen so eine Sache, die man gerne auf die Seite stellt. Und wie kann man das ändern? Wie kann man Leute wirklich dazu bringen oder wie kann man neue Anwendungen, sei es mit KI oder sei es mit Automation, so umsetzen, dass sie auch tatsächlich nachhaltig und regelmäßig umgesetzt werden? Und dafür musste ich bis in die Niederlande schauen und habe dort jemanden gefunden, und zwar den Jochen Verberg, der ist Geschäftsführer und Gründer von der Unternehmensberatung und Dienstleistungsfirma TriCycle Europe, eine der ältesten Beratungsunternehmungen und größten in dem Bereich in ganz Europa. Er wird sich das selber vorstellen, aber mich hat er überzeugt, weil er und sein Team Microsoft in Europa zum Thema LinkedIn initial geschult haben. Und dann dachte ich mir, der wird wahrscheinlich was können. Genau. Wir werden uns heute über die Lösung, die Jochen und sein Team umgesetzt haben, also aus der Beratung hin zu einem Produkt mit AI, was sie da gemacht haben. Und Jochen spricht nur Hobbydeutsch, also ein paar
Hobbydeutsch, ja.
Ein paar Wörter kann er sprechen. Deswegen, ich würde das Interview auf Englisch führen und wir können gerne bei Fragen oder sowas dann einfach nochmal hingehen und das Ganze auf Deutsch übersetzen. Fragen Sie nach, das ist eine kleine Runde. So, Jochen, maybe you can just introduce yourself, maybe how you would introduce it.
That's good, yeah. So, thanks, Jochen, for inviting me. And indeed, I'm going to do this in English because my German is indeed hobby German, as I just learned. I think I understood about 60% of what you said just now in all the presentations. So, but on these topics that you just showed, 60% is more like 20%. So, I hope I can relate to it a little bit after this session. But for me, you introduced me a little bit already. I'm the co-founder and co-owner of TriCycle Europe, and we do we support companies who want to use LinkedIn as a channel to communicate to their market. So think about their leads, their clients, even internally. And we've done so with great success. So I heard Microsoft, so this is my 60% of what I understood. Microsoft is one of our big clients, Accenture is the other big client, and then we have a lot of companies around those companies. What we do is training, coaching, support, and since about 2 years also tooling. And that has to do with Lawrence, yes, yeah, genau. You said it like 1 in 10 sellers are good, and this is also this is a little bit of a tough thing, but we are always between marketing and sales, and there's always this battle between marketing and sales. So marketing wants sales to do stuff, and sales just want to sell to their big opportunities, and this is where we come in to work on that a little bit. And with tooling, we can actually support the sellers to do the stuff that marketing wants them to do. So,
okay. So, no, just you keep the microphone. I will speak a little bit louder. I think that's fine. So, you started with trainings, and now you're doing tooling with AI. Maybe can you share with us like what was the problem that you faced that you decided, okay, we need to put that process into a software?
Yes, yeah, good. And please, if there are questions in between, just bring it on. I'll try to answer them. So, yeah, we've been in training, coaching, and support for almost 20 years. And there was always this little frustration that when you're done with training and everybody knew the KPIs. Again, love the slides, Lawrence. It's exactly what I'm talking about. So we had clear KPIs. So, okay, we're gonna engage with 50 people every month. We're gonna be X visible every month. So we focus on LinkedIn, right? So that's our main communication channel. So we're gonna post something twice a month. So all these KPIs is really clear. But then after training, everybody's hyped, and then it goes away, and then you go into other sessions, and it was just an ongoing battle. Next to that, Susanne, right? You showed us in the slide about the change in business model. So it's really important for, as a training, coaching company to, we do these great projects all over the world. That's great, and we're good at it, so we grew a lot. However, we didn't have a recurring revenue thing, so we felt like, hey, we need to get some software. So I think it's the same idea. We're just 15 years late, but right, that's the idea. So what we do now, we give them training on what to do. We do consultancy on, hey, these are the KPIs between marketing and sales. This is what we agree upon. This is what we're going to do, and now we're going to support with tooling as well to make sure that the seller is actually doing what we want them to do.
Okay. So we'll jump into that later.
Yeah.
So you have a tool now, and you use AI. So what is the tool exactly doing? Maybe a short summary. And then we jump to the AI part.
Yeah. And I'm better the other slide, but let's see. The other slide is better. Really small, but okay. Let's see. Doesn't matter. So our tooling automates. It's a combination of, let's say, some brands, automation, and now AI. It's a tool where marketing and sales can work together as a team. So normally we have like one marketeer and let's say 10 sellers in one group. And the idea is to engage with the market. So again, back to the KPIs, we're using LinkedIn as a channel to communicate with the clients. So what we say, okay, every seller needs to have a bigger network. So in my mind, and that hasn't changed over years, it's about data, content, and channels. So the data, what people are we going to engage with? The content, what do we do? Well, we had a good discussion just now about how do you deliver your content. And then the third one is channels. So which channel do you use? So in this case, LinkedIn in this example. The tool automates a part of that engagement. So we invite people on LinkedIn, automated. This is nothing cool, right? This is old stuff. Think about who are you going to target. That's the difficult part because I see that going wrong in many companies. And what the AI does, this is the magic now since a year or so. And we know each other for a longer time, and now we think, oh wow, this is magic. And why? Because it's really exploding because it changes the way you think about everything within marketing and sales. So example, when you send out a lot of messages, so when we ask sellers to engage with people will start talking back, which is great, but only 4 or 5% is with something interesting where you actually can work with. And all the other stuff, especially on social, it's going to be a thumbs up, it's going to be great, it's going to be good, it's going to be okay. Like all this messages going back and forward.
All this noise, you can say.
Noise, a lot of noise.
No information.
What now we do with the AI, it's now really sophisticated that we use several data points where we can actually answer to those, let's say noise, good one, noise. So answer to the noise in order to wait or postpone the interaction of the person itself. So only when something comes in that we said, hey, this is what we actually want, or when the AI doesn't understand, it goes into the inbox of the seller and the seller can engage. And now we're getting about 80% of the work of the messaging going back and forward is gone. So 80%, and it's even more. So that's a lot. Next to that, based on the messages, the AI will put people into sales stages. And we connect it to HubSpot, we connect it to Salesforce, we connect it to CRM. Right? This is something that sellers never ever do. So they don't put them into, discovery call to, to lead, to client and all that stuff. So now the AI does this based on the conversations you're having, getting rid of all that nasty work that people just don't want to do. And this makes sure that marketing and sales now can work together, make a plan, and let's go. Because all the boring stuff is gone. And this is how we apply AI today. And it's really remarkable. Yeah.
Okay, soweit. Ups. Ist it here? Okay, genau. Nach dieser kleinen Werbeunterbrechung. Konnten Sie soweit folgen, was diese Software macht, was der Kern dieser Software ist? Soll ich es nochmal auf Deutsch zusammenfassen? Oder? Ich sehe zögerliches Nicken, also können wir auf Englisch weitermachen, oder?
I didn't understand whether the AI software creates their own messages and sends them back to the customer. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yes.
To a certain extent.
At a certain extent. So maybe let's look into like now the AI part, because I think, as you said, like there's the magic.
Yeah.
So human-to-human communication, I would say it's like one of the most sensitive parts where you can or can't use AI, because no one of us really wants to get an AI message, right? So we get an AI message and we do it like in a B2B area, so it's not customer support. How did you come from, okay, we have this idea we want to use AI, ChatGPT, whatever, to, okay, this is really working and it's making 80% of the work. What's like the stages? How did you come to this full implementation that you have?
Yeah, so first we needed to think about the type of messages. So really structure the data, that you know, like if you get a lot of messages in, and again, we've been in this business for a long time, so we've seen all these messages coming in, and it's not about the real messages. So we said, okay, the real messages, the real conversations, we leave them alone. But what we're going to focus on is all the messages that are not really conversations. So again, the thumbs up, the great, okays, or for example, so we divided it in a couple of buckets. So think about, hey, that's great, let's talk after summer. You get that in 20% of all real conversations in sales, in outreach, in cold outreach, even with your existing clients. 20% of all that you get back is that. Like, let's push it out somewhere, somewhere. So you can or dig in, or you can say, okay, that's great. Let's book a call in a couple of months, and we can automate that that part. You can automate it, and if you can automate it, you can say, okay, that's great. It's not a real interaction, so it seems like you're using the human touch here, but actually it's just a process there. The real conversation happens after 2 months, when we say, hey, we do it after summer or in summer, and then you come in with your real content. So, to your question. We designed let's say, some buckets of conversations that are coming in, and we see later, we see not interested, we see I'm not the right person, or we see all this agree kind of conversations, the thumbs up. Mm-hmm. So these buckets we designed, and then we used the AI, and we're still working on that, to provide them with enough data points so that they understand where this person goes. And now this goes right like 100%, which is great. Until we get in real conversation, goes to the inbox, and the seller can respond.
Mm-hmm. So this AI implementation was, did you use something like out of the box? Was there a tool?
No.
Did you work on your own? Do you use different AIs? Maybe you can
yes.
Walk us a little bit through the structure of.
Yeah, so the automation was already there. Probably many of you know it. It's like LinkedIn automation or automation in general. That's not something cool. That was already there. The issue was like you automate outreach and then you get stuff back, and then what? And then all the hard work starts. If you send out a newsletter, like you send out a newsletter to 5,000 people, and then people respond, and then somebody needs to respond to that. So it's causing a lot of work and a lot of stuff that you don't want to do actually. And so we started with an automation tool. We had it already. We started. Well, you cannot really see it; it's too small. But as you already said, like we've been brought up in Microsoft globally, so it means a lot of countries, a lot of reporting. So my thing is always like, hey, if you can measure it, it doesn't exist. Yeah, if it doesn't exist, then we need to make sure that we show it. So we start with really good measurements. So you take your automation tool, you add measurements to it, and then you add the AI to it. And now it becomes sort of a working system, but it cannot work without. If you don't measure it, then you're not really sure what you're doing. And using all these different AI tools is difficult.
Okay, so which AI platforms do you use? Do you mix them? Do you
Mostly chat.
Mostly chat, okay.
Mostly, but also Claude. But it's we're just trying to get as many good stuff available. But chat is, let's say, 90% of it. Yeah.
Your development team. So you have the development team that was working on the automation.
Yeah.
Did they take over also the AI part? And how did you bring them, or was this their own initiative?
Yeah, so we got a new, let's say, AI enthusiast on board, and then hired again for more people there. Really focus on AI, and I think AI is improving over the last few years. Like a year ago, it got really, really good. Before that, we also used it, but it wasn't really good. And now, the last year, we see that we are getting better in understanding how the AI works. So it's not that the AI is improving that much, but it's more about that we understand, okay, we need multiple data points, we need more conversations. So, for example, we're not responding to a message, but we are responding to the full conversation. This is something I never thought about. I just, let's respond to the message, but then, oh no, there's the history. So get more data in, and then get a better result. So just hiring people that are, enthusiastic about AI.
Okay.
And that's new. So it's a little bit of a Wild West.
That wasn't something that you could add on to your existing developer folks. You had to create some new resources. Do you see any differences between these AI guys and the, let's say, traditional developers?
No.
They're just
developers.
Just developers. Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk.
Sorry for if there are any.
No offense. Yeah.
No.
And then after you develop something, you have to bring it to the market. We have a hype over AI. Everybody wants to test something, but the question is, does really everybody want to test AI? How did your clients respond to your proposal?
Yeah, that's a funny one. So actually, we have two types. So one type of customer, they say, hey, do you do something with AI because we need to spend budget on AI? Well, okay, got something, and that's because we work for really big companies. The other side, we also work for really small companies. So especially now with the tooling, we work even with the, what was the word again? Einmann.
We practice that, but we practice a little bit more.
Yeah, we even have that. So it goes really from all directions. And the big companies, they really want to invest in AI, and they just want to try and practice and see what's happening. So that's good for us because we can offer it. On the other side, you also have people that are more skeptical on the use of AI. And there it's like, oh, but should we do this? Is it, and there, what's really important, almost really important, is that to take them along with what we do. So again, we come from a coaching and training company. So we only do this combined with a coaching program. So with every client we have, every single individual who's in here, all the sellers, all the marketers, everybody, they get all a one-on-one check-in every month to keep it safe. Because you don't want it to go off rail, we want them to show them what's happening because you don't see everything. And with that, we keep it safe. So yes, clients definitely sometimes think it's scary, which it is if you don't do it properly. Yeah, right? It's I think so. And therefore we are doing a lot of efforts to onboard everybody in a good way and then keep them close to us so that everything stays safe. Safety first.
So one of my last questions, I hope I can make maybe two last questions. So one of my last questions is, you talked about that you love the KPIs, you love measurements. Tell us, how much did you improve the efficiency after having AI? Is there anything that you could, so we heard that it's sometimes hard to measure really the gain. Could you measure something?
Yeah, a lot. Like measurement has always been difficult, especially if you're talking about social and how is social selling, like what you also do. How do you measure that? We always measure that with socially influenced opportunities. So it's one of the channels. You can go social, you can pick up the phone, you can email, or you can go like this, be together. But these are the channels that you have available. And what we do is, we can measure the engagement on LinkedIn, on all the people that we know, so your market, and then you can see like, is that evolving into the business? And this has always been difficult. However, now we do the status there, and then we make the connections to CRM. So now we can actually measure. This is good. Now we can say, okay, we've got like opportunities in, and we have influenced them socially.
So for all the other questions that maybe you have, we can catch up later on. We have a open round. That's all from our side. Thank you. And if you want, he's still around, and schnappt euch den Jochen und sprecht mit ihm.
Ja. Vielen Dank. Thank you.